Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Crystal and this is Lee Loves Books. Today I'm doing a May wrap up, but I realized I didn't do an April wrap up. So we're gonna like rapid fire through that because April I read 19 books and in May I read 22. I read based on vibes and all of these were either a good vibe or a bad vibe. They were just a vibe. So starting off strong, I did do the Dark Hearts series by Jagger Cole. That has deviant hearts, vicious hearts, sinful hearts, twisted hearts, stolen hearts, and reckless hearts. This is actually a romance mafia, kind of dark mafia, written by a male author. It's not bad. Honestly, I think books 1 and I'm trying to remember the number, 4 or was it 3? No, 4. Books 1 and 4 are my favorite, which is Deviant Hearts and Twisted Hearts. Not a bad series. I am gonna continue on. I think there's another one that's like kind of like has like some of the side characters that were in this series in that one, and then one of the brothers, because it's like Greek mafia, Italian mafia, Irish mob, Russian bratva, all of that jazz. So it's not a bad series, honestly. For mafia, toxic, very over-possessive men and female heroines that actually are, you know, I liked most of them, except for Stolen Hearts. That one was my least favorite. I did not like that one at all. I would recommend anyone skipping that one, or just skimming through it, because honestly, they all have like a storyline that's kind of interwoven. They are technically interconnected standalones, but I always recommend people reading stuff in order. So that's that. Then I did the Frat Wars series by Saxon James. Saxon James is kind of like a comfort read author to me. This is MM, Male Loving Male. It's a really good time. They're sweet, they're kind of lighthearted. A tiny bit of angst, but not too much, honestly, because I don't do heavy angst. So, Painful Love. This is another Male Loving Male. This is a co-write between, hold up. It's a co-write with T. Ashleigh and Addison Beck. They are technically new to me authors this year. I read the first one, which is Hateful Love. These are a little bit toxic, dark-ish content. Definitely read the trigger warnings that are in there. Love this series. I'm gonna continue on. I did get an arc of Wild Love by Elsie Silver. Not bad. It's a good start to the series. I wasn't like totally wild by it as other books in Elsie's repertoire, but again, like I said, it's not a bad start to a new series. It's single dad, kind of best friend's younger sister or brother's best friend, kind of unrequited crush situation going on. Again, it's not bad. It just wasn't like, oh my god, wowing. I did like the daughter in this. The way that comes about is unconventional at best to explain it, but you'd have to read it. I'm not gonna spoil it. I did do 8 Seconds to Ride and Dirt Road Secrets by Ashleigh James. This is cowboy romance / kind of small town, male loving male. First book is enemies to lovers, kind of. Well, not enemies to lovers, rivals to lovers. And then the other one is opposites attract. You know, city boy and country boy. They're very, very cute. I just said they're very, very cute. The first one is definitely a little angsty, especially the whole rivals to lovers storyline, but I liked it. It's a vibe. I'm excited to read the third book that comes out this month. I didn't sign up for the arc because usually I find that when I read new to me authors and then sometimes sign up for their arc, I'm kind of let down by the arc, and it's superstition right now, so I just don't sign up for the arc even though I really, really love them, because I want to read it on release date or like release week. And then in my brain, if I do it that way, there's a better chance of me not hating the book. Does that make sense? I don't think it makes sense to anyone but me. Then Hat Trick by Eden Finley. This book, I don't know why I put this one off. Oh, you know what? I do know why I put it off, because I read a review and the review was basically like the one, it's male loving male hockey romance with a rock star. One said that he wasn't over his ex and like he was like constantly like going back and forth, and I was like, ugh. I read the book. I don't know what that review meant, because I didn't get that vibe at all. Love the series though. It's called the Fake Boyfriend series. And Eden James and Saxon Finley have a co-write hockey series, college and pro, which are really good. I would recommend those. And then Bad Habits by Onley James. The writing style took me a little bit to get used to. but once I did, you'll know why. Then I read the Hotshot and the Reporter and the Pro and the Fan by Nicole Dykes. I don't remember much of it. I'm not gonna lie. And then final was Suck and Blow by Jenika Snow. I'm part of her Patreon, so this was like a Patreon arc that I got. Again, it was a pretty, it was okay. Nothing to write home about. I enjoyed my time reading it. It was like boss and employee, even though he didn't know that was his employee age gap, kind of. It literally was like 75 pages. So now we get to May. May was really good, but also we were going through a little bit of things mentally. So we definitely read a lot. We read 22 books. Starting off strong was King of Sloth by Huang. I loved this. I really do enjoy Black Cat Sunshine or Golden Retriever. This one's a little bit forbidden because she's his publicist and he's a billionaire playboy, technically reformed playboy at this time. This series, the King of Sin series, King of Wrath is definitely a favorite. King of Pride, King of Greed, Onley James, where I started reading the book from in April. I was about to say last month. We're in June right now. When I started reading in April, I was like, okay. But then I realized Onley James. Oh wait, the book from April for Onley James, it was a co-write with Neve Wilder, I think. So I was like, let me start reading their individual books. But I went down a rabbit hole with Onley James and I read the Unhinged series. Not Unhinged. I think it's Villainous Evils. Necessary Evils. Necessary Evils. That's the name of the damn series. I started reading that. They're not on KU. They're not free. I luckily had Amazon credit. So I bought all books. Personally, they were $6.99. I think that's a little excessive for how long the books are. They're like maybe 300 pages or under. I feel like they should have... This is a personal thing. This is no hate to like the author or anything like that. Obviously, this is their livelihood, so they got to make money however they feel it. But to be honest to you guys, I think these series should have probably been $4.99. Not saying that they sucked. I loved every single one of them. It was Unhinged, Psycho, Moonstruck, Headcase, Madman, Lunatic, and Maniac. So this follows there are 7 adopted brothers. They're all psychopaths that are basically adopted when they were younger by this billionaire psychiatrist, and it's kind of like an experiment that he's doing to basically hone in their natural abilities to like be psychopaths, but use that for good and get rid of other psychopaths. I don't know if that storyline makes sense to anyone, but once you start reading it, it's really good. It's really good. When they find that one person that's for them, that's their person, that's their mate, right? It's 100% human, no paranormal or anything like that, but they have like that hindbrain situation going on where like you're mine, that's it, no one's gonna keep us apart. I will anyone who tries. Very much enjoyed that. My favorite is Unhinged and Moonstruck. That's book 1 and book 3. I love it so much. I would say check trigger warnings. They have kind of minimal trigger warnings, so I would say maybe look into any reviews. Then read Screens Apart by Charlie Novak. I think this is an author that's going to be in Rare. One of my mutuals on TikTok and Instagram was reading it, and I was like, oh, that sounds cute. It's kind of a roommates to lover situation, but one of them has a kind of like a version of like OnlyFans, and he posts like provocative pictures. Oh, these are all MM. I feel like I did not specify that. So the whole Necessary Evil series by Onley James is all male loving male. Screens Apart is also male loving male. But yeah, so he posts, you know, sexy pictures of himself in like lingerie, and he's a bulky guy. He has one specific friend that's always online, that's always commenting and like, oh, you know, they don't know that each other is the other person behind that screen. But obviously they're roommates, so they start developing a friends with benefits situation, but then at the end, obviously, things come to light. And it's very low angst. There's no issues. The only thing, I guess, is because they kind of get in their own way a little bit because they don't talk about their feelings for each other. But it was cute. It was cute. It was a vibe. Hidden Empire by K.L. Mann. Honestly, it very much gave me Kingmaker's vibe by Sophie Lark. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great either. It was okay. Not a bad start to a second generation Mafia, even though we don't have a first generation Mafia series. Nothing to write home about. I'm sorry if anyone is listening to this and or watching this, should I say. It was okay. A Sleep Princess by S.J. Tilly. Now, I know in a few videos prior I did like kind of rip apart one of her books, but I do genuinely enjoy S.J. Tilly's work. My only gripe is the fact that she has like, she'll make 100 chapters and the book is only like under 400 pages. So each chapter is like a page and a half, 2 pages max. I think that's very crazy, but I guess obviously it works for this author. This hockey romance, kind of an accidental marriage. It's a little angsty in the sense that like, I guess the guy excited about them being accidentally married, but then like she is like, oh my god, like I screwed up, we have to stay married, because she's trying to be a CEO of her dad's company and like her dad thinks it's like a screw up or something. Let's Do This by Lauren Lee, I think that's their name. New to me author. It's male loving male, college hockey. It's very cute. Basically just exploring their sexuality with each other. I love the ending though, because it's like their goal, because they're in college hockey, is to play on the same team, and that you don't see that happen right away, which I thought was very interesting. And I liked that at, you know, towards the end, that was a goal that they were working towards. And you know, it's an HEA, so that's all I'm gonna say at that point. All My Love by Morgan Elizabeth. This was an arc. I thought this was okay. It's very, very different from her usual stuff, and she actually puts that in her, I think, her dedication and author note. It's very angsty. Not that I don't dislike angst. I read it and I kind of felt like it was a lot of flashback, present type stuff, and it was childhood friends to lovers, you know, back to like kind of like dislike to lovers and stuff like that. It's definitely a second chance because he's coming back to basically try to get her back. He is a rock star. He had an issue with addiction that ultimately caused them to break up. And in this story, he's 5 years, I think it's 5 years sober. And he's, again, trying to get her back. And she was very broken down about the end of that relationship. I just felt like things weren't fleshed out a lot once they got back together. If that, I don't know, you'd have to read it to understand what I'm like saying exactly. I just feel like their reunion wasn't necessarily believable. Like I wouldn't believe that they would make it a second time. You know, when it's a second chance romance, you want to like believe that they actually will make it the distance the second time around, and I kind of don't with this couple. Spice is really good though, I will say that. Viciously Yours by Jamie Applegate Hunter. This was great. This was a delight. I love this so much. I'm not really into like romantasy or whatever. The plot of this is not like, the plot is a romance. It's the relationship, but it has that fae and fated mates storyline to it. Very much enjoyed. I love how like morally black the main male character is, and she is also almost as equally unhinged with him once they get together. I thought it was kind of funny about like how they find their mates, or they know who their mate is when they're 13 because it's whispered to them by like, I don't know, whatever ancestors or gods or something. So he knows, he finds out, starts writing her letters, but they literally read as if it's like a teenage boy writing letters to her, and she's very like, oh my god, what the hell's this? And then I follow the author on TikTok. We actually are mutuals, and I saw that she had a actual like 16-year-old help her write these letters, and I thought that was so genius because it did read like a 16-year-old boy, you know, like it read like a teenager writing these. I thought that was brilliant. It was great. I loved it so much. Not So Truly Yours by Julia Wolf. We love that. It was an arc. Again, another billionaire sunshine black cat storyline. They are fake dating to help her with, because she, unfortunately, her family has like a stigma tied to them because her family they work a funeral home, and a lot of people obviously are kind of like, ugh, but she's trying to build her own business, like a catering business, and he's like, oh, just use my name and we'll, you know, make your business a success. And then obviously feelings develop. It's really cute. Not gonna lie, I liked it. Strung Along by Hannah Cowan. This is a small town romance. She finds out her ex was cheating on her, so she leaves and goes to like a small town. It's not bad. It didn't wow me either, but it's not bad. No third act breakup. Very much enjoyed that. He was in the small town. He's a cowboy. He has some issues with his family, but he's trying to make it as a rock star. I guess as a country singer. Is it a country singer he wanted to be? I don't know what he is. I just know he wanted to sing. Strawberry Kisses by Charlie Novak. I kind of wanted to hop back into the Charlie Novak train and ultimately got derailed. This was not bad. It was an MM, another male loving male. Very cute, low angst friends to lovers. They mutually love each other. Like they're in love with each other, but are terrified of telling the other person for fear of messing up their friendship. That's kind of usually the reason why I don't vibe with friends to lovers, but it wasn't bad. It didn't suck either, but it wasn't great either. Paid in Full and Say I Do by Bria. I'm not gonna say her last name because I'm gonna mess it up. And Skylar Snow. I am obsessed with this. This is another male loving male series. It's mafia, so it's kind of dark and gritty. I would say it's more gritty. It's not like dark romance. It's just really gritty. Obviously, there's like very much and on page. My favorite is Say I Do. That one's an enemies to lovers marriage of convenience, and like both of them are insanely crazy unhinged. Okay, Paid in Full is more of a savior opposites attract type thing, right? Like Giancarlo buys Ash from like an auction house, and then their relationship progresses from there. Say I Do is Benito and Harlow. Benito is the mafia boss. He's the mafia boss. He's the older brother out of all of them. Daddy's Grumpy Cowboy, KL Mann. I love the novellas. This is another male loving male. This is Grumpy Sunshine. Again, very short novella. I think it's like 75 pages. I read that like on Memorial Day morning. Was done within like 30 minutes. I love it so much. Revenge Era. This is by Brittany Nicole. I read this in preparation for my arc of A Major Puck Up. Revenge Era is basically, honestly, it's kind of like Taylor Swift, I would say, inspired. Very, very much so. Obviously by the title. A lot of the Swift references probably went over my head because I'm not really a Swiftie. It was fine. It's ex-boyfriend's older dad, but he's also the CEO of the record company that produces her music. A Major Puck Up. I read this as an arc. This is dad's best friend, kind of like a little bit of a hidden identity, but not for long. And then it turns into a single dad romance because he finds a baby left on his doorstep. He's also a billionaire. He's in charge of a hockey team. Honestly, I love this for the brothers, the Langfield brothers, and the kids that they have. All in all, not a bad 2 months of reading. This was probably very chaotic, but I just needed to get all of this out there, and I will try to be a lot better and a lot more concise with months moving forward. Now, I also do have a book haul to record, but I'm missing one book that's coming in, and after that I will record and post it. But if you stayed all the way, thank you for watching. I hope your reading month was great. And if you want to talk about any of the books I read, comment below. Bye!